Here is Markku again from Helsinki and Oslo. Now I am in Helsinki, but working mostly in Oslo. We are talking about the burnout risk in psychotherapy and psychological coaching work, and what are the most effective way of avoiding this risk in long term. We have earlier talked about the main resources, which are hearing your own voice, which mean very many different kind of things. It means that your deep order somehow is holding. You can choose your own governments. You can have your own business environment. It means that maybe you are not so strongly connected to some governmental systems, which very often somehow decrease your ability to make your own choices. We have been talking about the devil of perfectionism, which seems to be very usual for people who are working, for example, in psychological work, and which has very strong correlation to burnout numbers. Then we need to ask what are some kind of preventive states which helps, and there we come to very deep understanding or map of our brain system. So we can see, for example, from some kind of hypnotism or hypnotherapeutic point of view, that we have two different systems in our brain. We have some kind of monitoring system, and then we have some kind of working system, which is planning and taking information and so on. So we see that the people generally, so who can use more their observational system, they can be in observational state, have most often best possibility to stay in good health and well-being state in long run. In these circumstances, actually, I would like to tell about some kind of three theoretical sources. One is Frederick Alexander, who is the founder of Alexander Technique. In Alexander Technique, there is a way of thinking that in our system we have some kind of voluntary and non-voluntary way of use of our body and also of our brain. People from Alexander Technique call white and red cells, white and red muscles, white and red nerve systems. And these white nerve system or muscle systems are mostly non-voluntary system. It means that the more you can use these, the more you are in observational states. So from Alexander, you can very quickly go to psychology and the flow psychology, which there we come to Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who has used most of his life studying the phenomenon of flow. The phenomenon of flow, when the mountain climber goes up to mountain, he says that I have no possibilities to think if my face is dirty or not. This kind of flow states is brain physiologic, very important thing to sustain long-run well-being in psychological work. And from Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, we can come to more Scandinavian culture of this flow research. We can come to Lars-Erik Unestål, who has used a lot of his career to study flow phenomenon. Lars-Erik, most important information that flow is most often non-voluntary phenomenon. You cannot get the flow phenomenon by wanting to have flow phenomenon. You need to activate in different way. You need to find the state where you are more, you feel you more feel that you are here and now. I had one person who has worked as psychologist 40 years and says that he had some kind of depression most of the 40 years. And then we begin to work with that. And he didn't know how to get off this somehow triggering automatic thoughts. Then we found some kind of main situation where he was a little bit less depressed. One was that when he was working in his own garage. Another was that when he was seeing a beautiful lake in the Finland, which is Saimaa. And third was that he was in some kind of conference of psychology. Then he found that the main point of all these three was that he was in here and now state. And he some kind learned to generalize this state. And he said, not so long time ago, that my depression, which I have had 40 years, went away last week. And when I asked, where did it go? I don't know, he answers. But same time, he understands the process that he have learned in non-voluntary way to not to trigger the 60 years old models which creates depression. And that's what we are studying here in Feed Forward Institute with you. So just put the button there and join us so we study it together. Thank you for listening to me.